Hey guys, Blue Bridge here, and we've got a must-win game against Nottingham Forest, and the pundits are not giving us a hope in hell of winning this game. So, do you think we can do it? Let's get into it. So the whole season boils down to this last game of the season. 38 games, and it's gone down to the wire for who gets Champions League. We're fortunate this year because we've got 5 positions for Champions League, and it could be anybody. We've still got 4 teams in the mix. We've got Aston Villa, we've got Nottingham Forest, we've got Chelsea, we've got Manchester City. 2 positions, 4 teams vying for that position. Manchester City start tomorrow with a game against Bournemouth. If they don't win that game against Bournemouth, it's not going to be an easy game. Man City just lost to Crystal Palace, so they're not going to be very happy with that. And they're going to be coming in feeling sorry for themselves. Big pitch at Wembley, so they've got to go again against a pressing side like like Bournemouth. So it's not going to be easy for them to overcome. But so if they do lose that game, then they've got a difficult game against Fulham, who are vying for the 8th position. So they've got 2 tricky games to play, but I can't see them missing out, if I'm being perfectly honest. But stranger things have happened. Aston Villa are going to be playing against the Manchester United side. We don't know what the mood is going to be in the Manchester United camp after Wednesday's game against Tottenham. They'll either be buoyant after a victory or feeling sorry for themselves if they lose. So at Old Trafford, they want to let their fans go out with a bang. And they did play well against us on Saturday, to be fair. I say play well, but they gave us a tricky game. It was only 1-0 in the end against us. Sorry I couldn't do a preview, but didn't watch the match till Saturday evening. And so then with Nottingham Forest beating West Ham, a poor West Ham I thought, yesterday, it all goes down to the wire. Well, no, this is a game against Nottingham Forest, a loud crowd, just like the Newcastle crowd. Can Chelsea win it? Can they have the bottle or the nerve to do it? Well, some of the pundits don't think so. Jamie Carragher is the one who says he doesn't think Chelsea have got the character or the personality to go to the City ground and win. So, if I was Maresca, I'll be showing them that footage that was played on Sky today and telling them, look, they're playing for pride now. You've got to prove that idiot Carragher wrong. Carragher's never had a liking for Chelsea. We've prevented him from winning the league. Zola turned him into an idiot when he twisted and turned him inside out. I think his head's still spinning from that. So he's always had it against Chelsea. So I think he's more willing Chelsea to win than thinking that winning Chelsea to lose, than thinking that they'll lose. But to come out with those comments, saying that we don't have it in us to go there and win, then, as I said, these guys have got to prove him wrong. We lost against Newcastle, but we put up a good showing after the stupid challenge by Nicholas Jackson to get himself sent off. With 10 men in the second half, Nottingham Forest were actually holding on, and then they scored that goal right at the end to make it 2. But as soon as I said, we lost 2-0, but they scored that right at the end. But we gave them a scare. Had it been, Reece James should have buried that header to equalise, and their goalkeeper pulled off a couple of good saves as well. So I don't think we buckled under the pressure at Newcastle. I think they're the first. But what we need to do better against Nottingham Forest is to, in the first 10-15 minutes when the crowd are up, we need to silence the crowd. We haven't been starting our games well. Against Manchester United again, we started poorly. We need to start a lot better in this game, because for me, the first goal wins. If Nottingham Forest are a team, if they go 1-0 up with their defensive record and hitting teams on the counter, it's going to be a long day for us. If we take the early lead, then Forest have to come at us because they can't afford a draw. They need a win, which may work in our favour. So if we score that early goal, then I think we should win the game. Because Forest, if they go behind in games, they hardly ever win a game. But if they go in front this season, they've won most of the games where they've taken a lead, but they haven't won a lot. They haven't come back a lot when they've gone behind. So they've either drawn or lost those games. So that's why I think we score that early goal, then it could be good for us. We silence the crowd, pressures on them, they'll be forcing the play a bit more and we could pick them off on the counter. So it's not only Jamie Carragher who doesn't think we'll do it. There's Gary Neville who doesn't think we'll do it. I think all the match of the day pundits don't think we'll do it. So I don't think no one gives us a hope in hell to win the game on Sunday. So that should take a little bit of the pressure off the boys, because no one's expecting us to win that game. So as I say, it's up to us to go out there and prove everybody wrong. And Maresca's got to get the tactics right on Sunday. He's got to the midfield of Forest, that's where the battle's going to be won. I'll go 3 in the middle if I was him. And it's good to see Mark Gui's back in training. He's looking for a spot. So even if he comes off the bench, if things are not happening, because no, Nicholas Jackson, again, what he's done, he's blunted our attack by not being there. Okay, he may not score a lot, but he stretches the play with his running in behind. And Maresca's already said that when teams play with a 5, he likes to have a proper 9 rather than a false 9. So the only good thing is Jadon Sancho will be back, because he couldn't play against Manchester United. I thought Tariq George on Friday was a bit disappointing. He's more of an impact player than starting the game, and I thought he was a little bit lost out there. And so I think we just need a bit of more experience out there on Sunday. Not sure what's happening with Nicholas Nkunku. I know that it's been confirmed that he's definitely going to leave the club at the end of the season. Is he injured, or does he not want to play anymore? I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see if he makes a bench on Sunday. So biggest game of our season, even bigger for me than the cup game to get into the top 5 this season. So we've already seen our targets are waiting to see who finishes where. You know, Liam Delap, he's waiting to see what Manchester United do, what Chelsea do. That's if we're after Liam Delap, because we're after so many strikers if all the reports are to be believed. So there are going to be other targets that we want, that it would be determined of whether we're in the Champions League or not, whether the affordability is there, whether the attraction is there on the side of the player as well. So, and the sponsorship, it depends on what sort of front of shirt sponsorship we can get. We'll get more if we're in the Champions League than whether we're in the Europa League or even the Conference League. So that's very much dependent on where we finish up on Sunday. So it's a massive game. So boys need to prove their character. They need to go out there and give their all. The manager needs to select the right team, give the right team talk, because Forest, rest assured, Forest are going to be up for it as well. And I'm not sure they're getting all them Hudson-Odoi's back for them. And it would be ironic if Hudson-Odoi, someone we sold to them for £3 million, is the one who's our downfall. And the goalkeeper Sells, who was on the books at Strasbourg, and rather than getting him for Chelsea, we let him go to Nottingham Forest. And the goalkeepers that we've had this season are not a patch on Sells. Sells is up for the Golden Glove if he can keep a clean sheet, and Rare doesn't. So that's how good he's been, and he made a vital save at the beginning of that game against West Ham. So Nottingham Forest's luck run out, because they've been quite lucky when it comes to GA and stuff. They're putting a lot of their chances away, and is it sustainable? Can they keep it up? They only got one more game. It's a big cup final. Would they buckle under the pressure as well? Because you have to remember that they haven't been in this position before themselves, and they've had a bit of a stutter. Okay, they beat a poor West Ham on Sunday, but they had a nervy end when this West Ham scored a goal. So I think they're feeling the nerves again at the moment. Our performances of late haven't been great. The one against Manchester United wasn't the best, but now it's not all about performances. Now it's about results. So just wanting one big push again for the guys against Nottingham Forest in this must-win game. I'll be doing a couple more videos, I think, in the build-up to this game, because it is massive. So let's see how we get on. Up the Blues, prove Jamie Carragher wrong, prove Gary Neville wrong, prove all the BBC pundits wrong, and everyone else who's written us off. And let's hope we can finish the season with a bang. So take care. Bye-bye.